Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
What's up? What's up? You know, I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy. No, it's not because of CinemaCon. Not because of that. It's sports related. Sports related. If you're a Leaf fan, you'd be very happy. Came back from a 3-goal deficit to win it in overtime once again. 2 games in a row they won in overtime. Very happy. Up 3-1 in the playoffs. But yeah, guys, AW here, or Let's Talk Pop, episode 23, late night, and a special late night Let's Talk Pop too. Also because we're going to talk about Sony CinemaCon that's going on right now. It actually is going on right now. Okay? It's still going down live. So I'll be here reporting new stuff, and do me a favor to chat. Do the exact same thing. When something comes out, tell me, and I'll be doing the exact same thing. Okay? But we'll do a recap of what's coming out. Okay, from Sony's presentation, CinemaCon. Okay. Yes, Warner Bros. Is tomorrow. The screening means nothing. We're getting the trailer tomorrow. Okay, we're getting the trailer tomorrow. All right. So let's do a recap. Let's go to a recap. Okay, the presentation just wrapped up. Okay. So that's good then. Then we don't have to keep up to date then when something gets released, when new information gets released. Okay, we'll start at the beginning. Okay. We're starting at the beginning, guys. That's what we're going to do. So the first thing that was reported coming out of Sony, I know everybody wants to talk about Craven, and maybe Ghostbusters in the Spider-Verse, across the Spider-Verse, into the Spider-Verse. But the first thing that was reported was that Craig Gillespie's Dumb Money movie, what it's about. Dumb Money movie. It stars Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Sebastian Stan, Pete Davidson, Sinead Woodley, Anthony Ramos, Vincent D'Onofrio, Dane DeHaan, and Maha Herald. Mahala Herald. Okay. That's the first. And what this film is about is GameStop. It's the stock. Remember a couple of years ago when the GameStop stock went up and it had a big crash? Remember a couple of years ago? I think it's 2021. Well, this is about a YouTuber that Paul Dano is playing. And he puts all his money in GameStop in dumb money. That's what he's doing. Basically GameStop. What happened to GameStop a few years ago with the stock. That's basically it. Yeah. I don't think there's much else to that. I remember that. I remember they said they were making a movie on it. I don't think there needs to be a movie on it. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Really? You don't need to make a movie about everything. And I don't think really this is a big enough deal to have a movie Okay. Like, who cares? Really, who cares? Sounds okay. Yeah, who cares? Movie good. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic. After that, after dumb money. The executive Josh Greenstein believes Insidious: The Red Door, the third sequel to Insidious, is the sequel to the second Insidious movie. It takes years after Insidious 2. You know, that stars Patrick Wilson and Burns. Burns, yeah, Burns. Bynes, whatever, Bynes, Rose Bynes or Burns. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I saw the trailer. Looks good. It's directed by Patrick Wilson. It's not being directed by James Wan. Yes, James Wan did Insidious and Conjuring. They're not in the same universe. They're two separate universes. They're not related at all. But Insidious, is it Insidious Warner Brothers? I don't know. It could, whatever. But yeah, that's coming out this year. Nothing really to go into detail about. Okay, now get to Across the Spider-Verse. Okay? The big Spider-Man movie of this year. What is it about? And make sure to like, share, subscribe, please. Please. Okay? Across the Spider-Verse takes place 1 year after Into the Spider-Verse. So, Across the Spider-Verse takes a year after the first movie. Directly a year after. Well, okay. All right. At CinemaCon, 14 minutes of Across the Spider-Verse was shown at CinemaCon. So if you're at CinemaCon, you get to see 14 minutes of the film. Just 14. Okay? So the footage that was described includes Grant and Miles swinging while as Grant tells him about all the spider people and how they have been trying to stop the multiverse from collapsing for about a month. So basically, Grant gives them a description of why there's a bunch of spider people all teaming up to try to stop the multiverse from collapsing. Okay? Kind of like Doctor Strange, I guess. Kind of like Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness. Incursions. I guess it's like an incursion kind of thing. Okay. We clearly saw through the trailer. Hey, George. And we saw that all the others, like Miguel O'Hara, is not happy with Miles Morales, obviously, in the trailer. Okay. Yeah, I remember you said that, Degrassi. Full House, yeah. I remember that you said that. Okay. So that's Spider-Verse. Comes out very soon. Obviously. In June, obviously. Basically, I don't know the exact date, but I'll say 6 to 7 weeks. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They will. Now everybody wants to talk about Craven. If Craven, they're finally showing stuff about Craven. That movie comes out October 5th, 2023. And yes, it's part of the Sony Spider-Verse. You know, you gotta take Claritin. Do you have Claritin, George? Take Claritin. Do you have any allergies, pills, whatever? Because when I have allergies, I take Claritin. They help. Okay, so Craven the Hunter. Aaron Taylor Johnson's playing Craven. Right? And just remember, there was a lot of people are like, huh? Huh? Him is being Craven? Huh? Huh? And there's a lot of people reading the scripts on Craven, what he's going to be like in the movie and how he's different from Venom Universe, Stereo. Venom Universe. It's Sony, like Morbius. So, people are like Craven. Craven, right? Like how people like saw what the Craven was different, very different from the comics. Of course, because there's no Spider-Man in the movie, and yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson's a good actor, but him and like people are like Aaron Taylor Johnson's Craven. Yeah. Even with good actors, sometimes you can't see him playing a certain character. Sometimes the picture, you can't picture it in your mind, obviously. And yes, it has been confirmed to be rated R. There's going to be this first rated R movie. Right? Okay, the reason why Venom movies were not rated R, they want Spider-Man in it, okay? They were hoping at some point they would have Spider-Man in those movies. And they were hoping Tom Holland Spider-Man. I don't know if they're going to get Tom Holland Spider-Man, maybe. But they were hoping to have Spider-Man eventually go up against Venom, team up with Venom, right? That's why it's not rated R. Here's the thing. You cannot do a rated R movie with Spider-Man in it. I'm sorry. Because how Spider-Man is perceived to the masses, kids look up to Spider-Man. I'm sorry. You can't do a rated R film with Spider-Man in it. You can't do it. You can do a PG-13, obviously, but rated R. And some Spider-Man movies have gone dark, but not to a point where it's like where it's really, really dark for a PG-13 movie. You can't do it with Spider-Man because Spider-Man is, well, what he's perceived as, what he's marketed as. Okay, like especially the big screen, and people are used to Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's just. Now, Sony, we don't know what Sony's going to do with Spider-Man. And Craven, they could go rated R because they're probably not going to include Spider-Man in that. But if you include Spider-Man in any of these movies, if he's going to appear in these movies, this is going to be PG-13. I'm sorry, but Spider-Man is a PG-13 comic book hero. Maybe 14 at best, but he's a PG-13 comic book hero. On a big screen or a TV show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you may totally disagree with me on that, but I'm sorry, he's a PG-13 hero. I'm sorry. Okay? And any adaptation that contains Spider-Man has to be the PG-13 or at best TV-14. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just how I see Spider-Man. And I think that's how they see Spider-Man. Spider-Man's awesome. But yeah. See? Because they want to market Spider-Man for the kids, the children, okay? Spider-Man is very big with adults, teenagers, but he's very big with the kids too. And if you put him in a rated R movie, I know some parents won't care, but it'd be a big mistake. You can't put him in a rated R movie. You cannot put Spider-Man in a rated R movie. It just doesn't work. It's just he's the type of hero you cannot put in a rated R movie or TV show. You can get away with it in the comics, but more people watch movies than they read comics. Let's let you all know. Okay? Let you all know. And so, Craven's rated R. He does some pretty horrible things, apparently, from what has been described. He bites the guy's nose off. Rhino's in the movie. And y'all question why Rhino's in the movie. Thank you, Degrassi. You could probably get away with it in the comic books because a lot of people don't compare to movies, don't read the comic books, right? Like the general audience for movies or comic book movies is bigger than the audience for comic books, right? We know that, right? We know that. So you could probably get away with it more in the comic books, but I understand your point. See, Degrassi pretty much agrees with me here. So, why is Rhino in the movie? Well, for one thing, Rhino's Russian. And if you don't know Rhino, his alias, he's a Russian criminal. Okay? He's a Russian criminal. Craven is also Russian, right? Sergey. Rhino's also Russian. I think Rhino's, I know his last name, but I'm not going to say. I know Rhino's first name. It's Alexei, right? It's hard to. It's really hard. So Rhino's in it. His name is Alexei. So the reason why he's in it is because Russian. Craven's Russian. The Chameleon's Craven is his half brother. Chameleon's Russian. And Rhino's, and it makes sense. I mean, look, Craven is going after people poaching animals. I know it's very contrast. It's contrast compared to him in the comic books. But Rhino is what? He's based off an animal, right? The rhino. Now, do I think he's going to be a main big villain? No, I think he's going to be basically muscle. I think the rhinos could be muscle in this film. We will know. They said they're not going to release a trailer online. They're going to show it in theaters. They're going to show it in theaters first. The first time you're going to see the trailer for this movie is in theaters. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay? I really don't know. I know right? But whatever. But Rhino will be very important in this film because he's an animal. I mean, he's a human, but he's based off an animal, and there'll be something with him. But apparently, Rhino doesn't have it's not like a costume he just puts on. Apparently, he turns into the rhino. So he must be having some sort of device or something like that. I don't know. It turns him into the rhino. Something that turns him to the rhino instead of wearing a costume or whatever. Or maybe a robot suit like it has in some adaptations, right? And he's definitely an enemy of Craven. I know it's not going to be Paul Giamatti, but it'll be funny though if they got Paul Giamatti back. I would laugh if they got Paul Giamatti back for Rhino. What a waste! What a waste of casting Paul Giamatti. I know they're planning a Sinister Six, and he would obviously be part of the Sinister Six, but really. Look, I know a lot of people are not excited for this film because the rated R doesn't change my mind if it's gonna be good or bad, or if it makes me excited or not. It doesn't do that. It's about the story, the dialogue, the chemistry. It's about what makes a good movie. It's not the rating. It's always about everything else. Good effects, good story, good telling, good chemistry, good dialogue, good directing. All that. Okay, all that. That's what it gets me interested. Okay, not that, right? All that. Okay. Now, okay. And this is very different. This is a very different Craven. I don't know if they're gonna do a Sinister Six movie. Honestly, I don't know if they're gonna do a Sinister Six. But if Sony is building a Spider-Man universe, at some point, they need a Spider-Man. Okay, they do need a Spider-Man, and might as well just make Tom Holland Spider-Man it, or somehow get either Tom Holland Spider-Man, a new Spider-Man, cast as a new Spider-Man, or maybe convince Andrew Garfield to come back. Because I feel like the Sonyverse Spider-Man, the Sonyverse Spider Universe. I call it the Venomverse because Spider-Man's not really in it. He's mentioned, but I feel like that fits Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man's tone the best. And it's like the opposite of the Batman. The Batman, they have the most important character of the Batman, and they're setting up the universe, the Batman universe, with the Penguin show, whether villains may get a show or something, an origin, an arc. But at least they have Batman, right? At least they have the main character, right? The most important person of the Batman lore, Batman. The Spider-Verse, the Spider-Verse or Venomverse, they don't have that. They don't have Spider-Man in it. They have Venom, Morbius, Craven, Madame Web. I know Madame Web may have ties to Spider-Man because of the. See, that's the problem. Yeah, I don't like that. So Madame Web may have ties to Spider-Man. If they're going to continue building this verse, they're going to need a Spider-Man eventually because people are getting tired of this. Okay, like getting tired that they didn't have a Spider-Man in this universe. Spider-Man is the most important character. The hero is the most important character of the suspected universe. Okay? And okay? If you don't have that hero, you can't, what's the point? Who is he going to overcome? Yeah, well, yeah. But they really do need a Spider-Man at some point. If they're really continuing, let's be honest, guys. Why is Sony making these movies? They want to keep the rights to Spider-Man, right? Yeah. Degrassi is not the big. People go to CinemaCon not for the presentations. They go for the to see the movies beforehand, right? The special screenings beforehand. But they do. If they're gonna continue, they're gonna do Venom 3. Remember, they're doing Venom 3, right? And if they have no plans for Spider-Man to come into that universe, make Venom 3 rated R if they want. Like I said many times, the reason why they didn't want to make Venom 1 and 2 rated R because of the chances of Spider-Man interacting with Venom at some point. And we really thought we were gonna get it at the end of Venom 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home. We thought it was gonna happen. We thought it was gonna lead up to that. Oh, he must be excited as hell if he's winning it, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. And we know the lizard from the lizard's a variant too, right? I mean, Kirk Connors is a variant. From Amazing Spider-Man. He's also a variant because Kirk Connors is also in the Tobey Maguire universe, his universe. That's probably because they might be talking of Marvel with that, Disney, Marvel Studios. Yeah, bring it on, Blind. Bring it on. If you want to come on and talk, bring it on. Just lay it on me. I mean, this is a Sony presentation. I know CinemaCon, they don't do video games, but lay it on me, man. Give us some details. Come on. Come on. I want you on. You want to come on? I sent a link, guy. I sent a link to you. Okay. Oh, by the way, because like, congratulations, Blinded man. I'm gonna say, I kind of want to say that to you directly, though. Awesome. Yo, I'm just gonna be. I'm just gonna see what the. I want to see what he's gonna say to Campia. Okay, so while we wait for Blinded, is Campia even live? I don't know. We're gonna move up to Gran Turismo. The first trailer of Neil Blomkamp's Gran Turismo is being shown at CinemaCon. Oh, thank you. Details. First, I want to congratulate you on getting to film school.
Yeah, thanks. It's gonna be
If
interesting.
why don't you tell everybody here that?
I think most people
ahead.
know the grassy saw, anything
Okay.
saw. I mean,
Okay.
most people know. I mean, I've been into this stuff. Have been on sets before, and I know some in and out stuff, obviously. But I've never actually went to film school. Like I only minored in film.
Hmm.
So this is obviously a big step because I'm gonna be doing it full time, and this is not it's not a theory class. It's more about actually making films and working on them. So it's a lot more hands on. And I was kind of worried I wouldn't get in because it's a competitive program and there's not a lot of people get in, right? It's not like university. It's more of like a college, right? So
Yeah.
at least here in Canada, if you understand, there's a difference between college and university. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, I mean, can make something good. That's always the goal.
You know what makes something bad?
Yeah, right. I don't think anybody has any intentions of making it bad, but making a bad movie
No.
or show. But we'll see. I was telling you, like, I have some interest. Like, I obviously enjoy writing. I've written screenplays before. I wouldn't mind producing. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind doing all the stuff because I enjoy editing.
That's what I think you're
enjoy
best
everything.
at. I think you like to produce and write because the way you
Right.
describe films and TV shows and even video games, you sound more like not a director, but more like a producer / writer.
Right. Yeah, I do like that approach. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. I'll show you my films. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not going away, right? This is still, you know, the
But you have
community was the
September.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even during school, I'm not going anywhere.
No,
still
no,
gonna-
you just might be less on because obviously,
Yeah.
like,
I'll try to find a way, you know.
yeah, because I'm
yeah,
sure you still want to talk about like the movies, like
Right.
whatever comes out, TV, and all that.
Right, yeah, and I'll be, you know, if I make movies, like the first year, I'm gonna have to make my own movie. Yeah, thanks, Arkham. Same to you, Arkham. Arkham also
Yeah,
went
I
into
can
a
correct.
master
Yeah.
program, which is, you know, super impressive. You know, going to
Oh
do
man,
masters.
when you make a movie for school, you get after it gets submitted and you get it back, we get let Tony watch
Right.
it.
Yeah, I'll show you that. I have films I've never shown, like you guys. I mean, I wouldn't mind showing them. They are crap, obviously, but I plan to make more. Maybe might make one in the summer. We'll see. But yeah, I have ideas. I always have ideas. I have like a notebook and documents, old ideas and stuff. So I want to share more of that because, I mean, yeah, I don't tend to show a lot of the creative stuff I do. So yeah,
That's what yeah.
you know what, George? You know, I was telling Aaron or I was telling you guys yesterday about beef. Beef made me think of an idea about a YouTube, not I don't know if it would be a show or if it would be a movie, but I have an idea for something that actually would be interesting. I think it actually might be really funny and might actually kind of reflect what's going on with YouTube. But yeah, I wouldn't mind sharing that because I think it would be really funny actually. Just how hectic and crazy YouTube is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. mean, it's hectic as hell, man. It's a competition.
Yeah,
YouTube. It's really hard competition. So,
right.
have you been following along the presentation for Sony?
I've been seeing some stuff on Twitter. Because we just came off me, Aaron, and sorry, I said Aaron.
Tony, I know you meant. I know you meant
I meant
Tony.
Tony and George. Yeah, we saw what was going on before we ended the stream. We saw that Craven is going to be rated R, which I'm shocked.
Because there's no Spider-Man in it.
There's no Spider-Man in it, but I was like, is this like them being like, okay, Venom's not rated R, so we're gonna make this rated R?
The only reason, the only reason they didn't make Venom rated R is because they want Spider-Man to be in a,
Right.
they want sorry, but any film, Spider-Man film or Spider-Man universe film, if you have Spider-Man, it
Right.
cannot be rated R. It won't work.
Right. I mean, this seems
Yeah.
like I'm definitely curious. I'm more curious than I was like just a couple minutes or hour ago before this was even announced.
The Rhino stuff is making me
The
laugh.
Rhino's in it, which I'm not necessarily surprised that the
But he's
Rhino's in
Russian,
it.
like Craven.
Right, yeah, and he's an
Yeah.
animal themed character, like
But it's
kind of
not
makes
like
sense.
they're changing him up a bit, like how he becomes the Rhino.
Right. I'm hoping this is good. I'm hoping that this is actually. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I'm hoping too, because it's a Sonic Spider-Man movie, and yeah.
Like the thing is we don't get a lot of rated R comic book movies, so which still bugs me, but it's like, if you're gonna do Craven, which we all complain about, right? At least make a good movie, like just make something interesting. So I'm gonna hold out. I'll definitely will watch the trailer because I most people know now I kind of avoiding certain trailers, but I might check that one out and see.
Yeah, they're apparently they're not going to show it on. They're releasing the trailer for Craven in theaters, so you got to
Right.
see it wherever movie is. I mean, maybe it's Gran
Maybe in
Turismo,
June.
yeah, or whatever. Maybe
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse,
Right.
maybe.
But then it would have to be a Green Band trailer, right?
Yeah,
So I want a Red Band trailer.
I mean, they didn't talk anything about Madam Reb because I don't think they need to.
Right.
Madam Reb's a long way off. They don't need to.
Right.
Really?
When is that? Is that June 2024 or is it October 2024?
I think it's early 2024. Madam Reb, isn't it February?
Really?
Let me
February?
check.
Thought it was much later.
It could be pushed back.
Oh,
February 16th.
February 16th. Okay. That's gonna be interesting.
See,
I'm not too excited for that one. But
see, I think my issue, and I think everybody's issue, like, what the hell is Spider-Man? Like, where the hell is Spider-Man in this universe? Like,
Right.
you can't have a Spider universe without Spider-Man in it.
Well, did you
Like-
see that in the leaks for Madam Web there was, I think it was Kane
Yeah. Yes.
potentially.
Kane, yes.
It makes me wonder. I think they might
Not use
if
Peter.
the whole spider no, I think they will. I think it's a matter of like when, because you can't do all these movies and not build up to something.
No, of course.
Right. So I think they want to do a live action Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, we got a taste of that. It was super successful. And it's not like they're doubling down on it. They're sort of being very coy and cautious. Like we have the animated movies, but it's not like they've announced, oh yeah, we're making a movie with Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Miles Morales, all these characters coming together in live action. They haven't done that yet, so that makes me believe they're going to try and set something up.
Yeah. And there will be no announcement for Spider-Man 4, guys. I'm sorry.
Right.
I
think
don't
that's
know.
too soon.
Yeah, I don't know if like Sony and Marvel want to do that together.
Well, I mean, Sony usually announce it by themselves. I think the last time they did.
Yeah.
I think it's still too soon. I think
Yeah,
they
that's just
need to wait a little bit. I would say next year or late this year they could announce it.
They haven't even talked. They haven't even mentioned Venom 3. They're
Right. And they're casting for that.
yes, Venom 3 is in development right now.
Right. Because there's a
I
lot
don't.
of
I really don't have a lot of faith for that movie because they're going to first time director who has written past Venom movies, and I'm skeptical. I'm worried.
Right.
Venom 3. Take it for what it's worth. I think they did cast somebody for Venom 3. Who did they cast? It was like yesterday or the day before. A woman? Didn't they cast somebody for Venom 3?
I think it was someone from, I want to say, Ted Lasso.
Yeah. I forgot the
Yeah,
actress's
I'm
name.
not familiar with her, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget who it was.
Because there's also was a rumor that they were going to cast Owen Wilson.
Oh yes, he turned it down. It was yes, Owen Wilson turned it down. It's who is it?
And then I can't pronounce this other guy's name off the top of my head, but the guy, he's obviously, Baron Mordo in Doctor Strange.
That's a rumor right now, right?
Yeah, that's a rumor right now.
The problem is that comes from Marvel Direct, and they get from his scoopers. That's the problem.
Right. Well, speaking of a rumor that I know we all write off Giant Freaking Robot, but I think Giant Freaking Robot was recently right about something about who's playing
Oh my god.
what is the I'm totally I'm bad with names. What is the character's the otter's name? Rocket Raccoon's girlfriend.
Oh,
Leela, I can't remember. It starts with the L. So maybe Degrassi will say in the comments. But supposedly, again, terrible with names. She is being voiced by, the actress who was Hawkeye's wife, and she was obviously Linda. Is it Cardellini or something?
yeah.
Right. Yeah, she's actually voicing that character, which would then Giant Freaking Robot said that, and then I think recently someone credible said that's what was happening.
What? How's Giant Freaking Robot? Oh my god!
I think it was no. I think it was My Time to Shine said it afterward. I think it was My Time to Shine. So that was interesting because everybody's been asking who was playing that character, and no one could figure out. No, we never got a confirmation. So I think that was interesting.
Just to hear Giant Freaking Robot got stuff right. I'm sorry.
It's weird. It's weird because I searched it and I was like, did anybody else say this? And I saw a Giant Freaking Robot said it. And I was like, wow. Okay.
Is this for Guardians 3?
Guardians 3, yes. Yeah, sorry. This is all Guardians 3. Was there any other news from the Sony panel besides El Muerto is still happening, which is weird. Not that it's happening, but it still has the January.
They talked about the Gran Turismo first trailer. I don't know the Gran Turismo. They talked about.
I'm looking forward to that movie.
They talk about this comedy movie with Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney.
Right.
Okay.
Seems like Sony's doubling down with.
Apparently.
With her.
Well, Well, because she is in Madame Web, right?
Yeah, she's in Madame Web.
So they did talk about Ghostbusters. Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon will be in Ghostbusters, and they will be in uniforms. And they just started filming. They will be in uniforms.
Then they start filming last week, last month.
Yeah.
This movie's still coming out in December. Is that
this year? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still. Did they give a release? Not a release date. A title?
No. Afterlife 2 is right now. The Ghostbuster Afterlife 2 is the title. It's a working title.
Yeah. You see Degrassi saying that she was on the casting list. I didn't know she was on the casting list, but yeah, I know she obviously has a history with James Gunn. So I'm not that surprised. But I was just like sort of surprised that
She
no
has
one
history with James
mentioned it
Gunn.
at that
Yeah,
point.
she played
Yeah,
Velma.
yeah, she was Velma, right?
Beyond Scooby. Oh yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah, so I was like, well, I guess that makes sense. I
I
thought it
mean,
would have been someone else, but
nobody would know
yeah,
if she's doing a voice. Nobody would notice the difference.
yeah, no,
There is
no one
no.
would really know, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
it's
that big
like
of a deal,
sometimes with some of actors you would know because you could tell by with some actors you would know because of
right?
how
But
the
the
voice.
characters will never meet.
Yeah,
Like she, and to be honest, I think we could all guess she's gonna
I mean
die,
Bradley Cooper. Walker Raccoon does not sound like Bradley Cooper.
right?
Like
You know who was supposed to play Rocket Raccoon? Though?
who?
Dude, Adam Sandler.
Oh, Adam Sandler. He does sound more like Adam Sandler than.
Yeah, Adam Sandler's supposed to be Rocket Raccoon,
Yes, he does not. It does sounds nothing like Bradley Cooper.
right?
Like I don't even think Bradley Cooper is really playing Walker
Is
Raccoon.
it
I'm
is
sorry.
it called Firehouse? I thought, yeah, that has to be a working title, right? Like that
Yes,
has to be
they're
a
in New York.
production title.
They went to back. They went to New York.
Yeah,
And,
but I mean the
yeah.
title has been Firehouse, and I just assumed that was like a working name or like a production title. I didn't really think that was what they were gonna go with. Ghostbusters
So
Firehouse. It sounds
yeah,
weird.
Tom Rothman says streaming doesn't create movie stars, only global theatrical hits. Tom
Right.
Rothman, there is no movie stars anymore.
Unless you're Tom Cruise.
Yeah, maybe Tom Cruise. I'm like 99% of movie stars don't draw anymore. I'm sorry
Right.
that's it's all about big time films, blockbuster popcorn films now, and it doesn't matter who's in
Right.
it. You could put anybody in a Batman costume and you get people to watch it.
Right. I mean,
Like,
he's not necessarily wrong. I mean, what actor has become like a mega sensation? Like they're everywhere. Everybody knows them from just
um,
streaming.
Jonathan
No
Majors.
one. No, no one. No one has
No, he's not
Jonathan
mega, but
Majors.
he's starting to get noticed because of Lovecraft
But
Country.
that
Yeah.
but like I'm saying just from streaming.
No,
Just from
no.
streaming. Yeah, like there's really I
No.
can't really
Lot
think
of
of
lot of
anybody
Marvels, lot
really
of
like
Marvel
that.
actors when they do Marvel stuff, they struggle.
Right.
It's they struggle. Chris Evans is struggling right now with all the stuff he's done at post Marvel.
Right. Tom Rothman is definitely I mean here's the thing, like he's not running Sony into the ground.
No.
Like beforehand. I think beforehand Sony was being run into the ground. Now I think they're a little bit more stable. I think they pick and choose carefully. Even if we agree like the movie's crap, they still aren't like, oh, we're gonna like make all these movies and like have no care in the world. Like I think that was
Here's
definitely Amy
here's
Pascal just
here's
scatterbrain shit.
here's the thing about what I see why I say movie stars are not a big draw anymore. I compare it
Right.
to sports. You got the best player on your team in hockey, basketball, football,
Mhm.
soccer, whatever, baseball. Best player on your team. But if your team sucks, you're not going to get a crowd,
Mhm.
right? The crowd doesn't want to see a bad team.
Right.
I'm sorry. They
Degrassi
want
has an interesting comment though. The latest comment. That's interesting. I don't know if that'll happen. I'm thinking they're gonna have to figure out that whole window. Like, is it 45 days? Is it not 45 days?
they
They have to figure that out because that's just gonna confuse people. And I think over time, people are just gonna. It's just gonna be a problem. Argyle. That's an interesting movie. Eating shit right now. What do you mean by that? Is it good? Is it bad? Because the thing is, when they were making this movie, the book didn't even come out. You're talking about the Apple TV Plus movie with Henry Cavill, right? Where
yeah,
he's like
with the
barely in the
cap.
movie.
Yeah, with
Right.
that haircut, with that hairstyle.
Right. And then who's directing is Matthew is it what's his name? Guy who
Vaughn.
did first yeah, it's Matthew Vaughn. Yeah, he did First Class and he did
Ye-
what was that?
ye-
Kingsman.
Yeah.
Um Yeah. 20.
Creed,
Yeah, I did see that.
Creed 3 did go to VOD relatively quick. Same as Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam was like within 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not particularly good. Like if it's on, like I'm wondering, like, would you just if a movie doesn't do well in the theater, will you just dump it on streaming to see if people will watch it? But at the same time, you may be losing money on the table, right? By not keeping it at least like 30 days in the theater, right? Because you could still make some money. I don't think you're going to make a lot of money, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did
And
see Mario has a date. I think it's in May.
the final project I talked about was Napoleon. That's going to be directed by Ridley Scott. It's going to be a robust theatrical window and a full throttle market campaign from Sony before moving to Apple TV. Well,
Right,
I mean,
that's interesting.
if you know Napoleon, you know he's short.
Right. He's short.
But he conquered.
He's short.
He conquered. But it's gonna be apparently it's gonna be based on large battle that Napoleon leads and a brutal
Right.
ambush against his enemies and the frozen tundra. Yeah.
Who's did they say who's starring? Or no, it's
Napoleon.
just a director attached.
I know. I'm pretty sure Napoleon. 2023 film. Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix. He's gonna be Napoleon, the Joker actor. Yeah. So he's a talk,
Oh,
like
Joaquin
French.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin
Really?
Phoenix. Yeah, he has to talk. He has to talk French.
That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, he's got to have a French
Okay.
accent.
Right. Joaquin Phoenix. Really? That's just okay. It's coming out. Oh, okay. I didn't know this. I had no clue. I had not heard of this movie at all.
I heard of
No.
it. I knew. I heard of it, but
I mean, I don't know. Ridley Scott to me hasn't. He's been falling off a cliff. I don't know what's going on with him in terms of directing.
yeah.
I mean, it might be interesting. We'll see. They're probably gonna run that for like Oscar bait, you know.
Well, it can't be like if they wanted to Oscar bait, then don't make it a limited release and put it Apple TV. Don't.
Oh, it's not even getting a theatrical. Okay,
It
I
is
misunderstood.
limited. Robust. Yeah.
Then that's probably why, right? Because they're gonna obviously get this. This is obviously a Oscar bait. If it wasn't, they would just put it on Apple TV Plus, right? They wouldn't care. The script kit bag came off the blacklist. Interesting. What year was it for on the blacklist? I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these scripts on the blacklist, they're like, oh, the script is great, and then when they make it, it's always bad. I can't really think of like a recent. Maybe Degrassi can point out, but there's so many scripts that were like, oh, this is so good, this is so good. They turned into a movie, and it wasn't good at all. Like Prisoners was on the blacklist for like years and years. That movie was garbage.
What looks good on paper does not look good on screen.
Sometimes, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Just get a deal done. I want to see Axel Foley. I want to see the return of Axel Foley, man. Come on. Yeah. So there wasn't a lot from Sony. Like, I guess the big news is Craven. Sony.
Right.
They should have talked about. Why did they talk about God of War? They should have talked about God of War.
Well, I think God of War it's a Sony production, but it's going to be on Amazon.
Oh, yeah, it's not a movie.
And I think today they did. I think it was the head of something, not head. It was like there's a specific division at PlayStation that deals with live action adaptations. So they came out today and said how they're going to be using the formula of The Last of Us for God of War and Horizon. Which okay, for God of War, yeah, if you play God of War, we all know that's pretty much aping off of The Last of Us, right? But
Mhm.
Horizon is the one I'm very cautious about because most people know I do not like Horizon the game. The first game, I thought the story was pretty boring and cliche, and the lore was not interesting at all. It could be interesting, but once you get to the bottom of it and you figure out, oh, this is like it's kind of like the Matrix, but like she with clones. That's the way I can describe it. It's like the Matrix with clones, and then you have like the tribes and the robot animals, and it's like there's really no interesting lore, right? Like the side quests are crap. There's no good side quests in the game. It's really the combat that makes that game interesting. But I don't know how you could do a prequel show and it not involve what was in the game because I
And,
feel like yeah, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
and Sony announced they're working on a new Horizon game.
Yes, I did see that too. They announced the rumored. This is weird. They announced the rumored. I think it was the MMO one because there's two Horizon games that are multiplayer being developed. There's one that's a co-op that
Yeah.
looks like. There's one that's a co-op. I think it's supposed to more look like the game that we know, and then the MMO looks like Fortnite. It looks like Fortnite, but with
Fortnite.
Horizon.
Oh,
Yes, I seen it. I seen it, and it looked like Fortnite. The character models they look like Fortnite. So I was like, okay, they're clearly trying
Yeah.
to push that. Who's gonna leak? I don't know. It's
Campia.
probably it's gonna either go up. Someone's gonna post it on 4chan or Reddit. That's what I think's gonna
Yeah, I mean,
happen.
it happened at D23, so like it's gonna. Campia's
Right.
gonna be like, she gets to take a picture and just be like, see.
Yeah. No, I agree, Anthony. I think the Horizon show is gonna be ass. It has the recipe of being ass. It's on Netflix. It's a prequel series. It's gonna have to be lower budget. Yes, you can have Aloy because obviously, as you know, the twist is Aloy is a clone. So you know, like it just to me, it's not compelling. Horizon is not such a deep story where you're like, oh, this needs to be a show. It could have been a much better as a movie, much more cinematic as a movie. You get the long necks walking around. I'm sure people would go crazy for that in a movie, but they didn't. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah. Playing
Yeah,
burning swords now. I almost said shoes. I'm like burning shoes.
yeah. It's a
Uh,
visually, it's a great game, but like gameplay wise, I've always felt that about Guerrilla Games. Gameplay wise and story wise, they always just seem to lack. They always they're not like the top tier. It's not like Naughty Dog or Santa Monica. Like they're just not like they're like B team. Even Sucker Punch, I think, is better than Guerrilla Games.
hmm
And I know people probably don't agree, but yeah. But speaking of PlayStation, there was a leak, a credible leak, potentially for Spider-Man 2. Now, I think Spider-Man 2, I think we're going to probably see this game next month unless they delay the showcase. I don't know when in May it's going to happen. I think maybe closer to the end of May, like the last week of May. But so the leak pretty much, if I don't know, this is spoilers, so if you don't want to hear,
I
don't.
don't care. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So basically, there's a couple of things in the game. First off, the game opens with you're tracking down a serial killer. Now, there was a previous leak that kind of was like, well, this may add some credibility, unless that person who just put out this new leak looked at that old leak. That's the only way. But basically, in the beginning of the game, you're tracking down Sin Eater, and Sin Eater is a serial killer, and I think he's like holding people captive. And so you and Miles, or Peter and Miles, because you play as Peter, you have to actually take down Sin Eater. And so then also later on in the game, Harry is the one who gives Peter the symbiote by accident. Also, it's not actually clear who Venom is in the game, but there are sections of the game which is weird that you actually play as multiple characters outside of Peter and Miles. So, if you played Spider-Man PS4, they had those stealth sections. So they got
Yeah, with
rid of
Mary
that.
Jane.
Yeah, they got rid of that, but basically you still play sections like that where it's like you play as a different character. So the character that you do play is Eddie Brock, and it becomes like a walking simulator where
Hmm.
you end up actually seeing some fights from his perspective, right? Now I don't, and then um, the guy who leaked it, he was like, "Oh, this is real," and the reason why it's real is because they changed Craven's name. So when the game is revealed, we'll know if that leak is true because he said they changed Craven's name to this name where it's like completely changed. It's like Craven, and then the last name is spelled differently, right? So they changed that. Apparently, Craven is working. Who is Craven working with? I think he's. I want to say he was working with. I'm gonna have to pull this up. Give me a second. I think he's working with Harry. And then he backs out of the deal. Harry
So who
backs
let
out of the
Harry?
deal.
Who let Harry out? Because last time we saw Harry is like,
Hey, that I don't know. If I had to guess, I think Harry basically got healed because if you see in the ending of Miles,
yes.
he's pretty much okay. And I think Connor was like, oh, he can.
Is he
He's
friends with Peter?
yeah, he's friends with Peter. Like he comes back and
Hmm.
Peter doesn't know about the whole symbiote stuff just yet.
Oh, this
Um,
I'm curious. Well, Norman's the mirror, right? So
right.
I think we're gonna get the Green Goblin in this
Was it
game.
Norman? I don't think it was the leak. This is what I'm saying. I need to pull up the leak because I don't think the leak mentioned Norman Osborn.
I
I
think
don't think Norman Osborn is going to play a massive role in the game. I could be wrong.
I think we're still gonna get Green Goblin.
I don't know. I mean the thing is the last game did have a lot of villains. I just don't know if they would want to put Norman like if you're going to do a third game, you
You
could
could put
have Norman in it as it, right?
or you could make Harry the Green Goblin.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I think some people are speculating because they're like, oh, is Eddie Brock going to actually be Venom? And it's like, well, duh, yeah. But at the same time, it's kind of like they might not do that because
In the
again,
trailer,
the
in the trailer, you see Venom, if I'm correct, right?
right. But the thing is,
That's Eddie Brock. That's
you
Eddie Brock.
play significantly most of the game. You're going to have the black suit. The black suit is a mechanic in the game. We don't I don't know how it's going to play out, but it's a mechanic in the game that is going to change things up, right? So I assume there's going to be a point in the game where obviously you don't have the black suit anymore, and then that's
Yeah.
when Venom is going to show up. But again, it's like if they because they do change slightly some things in the PS4 Miles Morales. So I'm led to believe I'm like they could actually make it a little bit more ambiguous who is Venom, but most of us know it's probably going to be Eddie Brock, right?
Hmm.
Eddie Brock, and it's because some people are like, "Oh, but Eddie Brock's not in the first game," and that's
It
not
doesn't
true.
matter.
Well, it's not true though. Eddie Brock is referenced in the first game.
Yeah. You
There's
did
actually a collectible, and you can find it, and it has his signature. It was like a going away party
Here's
for
the thing:
Peter.
we don't see him. We don't see where Peter working in the game. We don't see him
Right.
as taking photographs or whatever, working for the Daily Bugle. So we don't see like maybe Eddie Brock's taking. Maybe Eddie Brock has a profession there, so we don't know. I think he could be in. He can still be. He's referenced in the game. You just don't see him. Doesn't mean he's not in the game. I mean, like it doesn't mean he can. It doesn't mean anything really.
Let
He
me
can.
just look at the leak quick again
Yeah.
because it's not a long leak, but I read it
Uh,
yesterday, so
a
I kind
sin
of
eater.
forgot.
They're just gonna use sin eater as a beginning mechanic. Oh man. Sin Eater is a perfect villain for Daredevil in this show. I know it's gonna
Yeah,
be Keaton.
Sin Eater was there. There was a rumor Sin Eater was going to show up, which for like briefly was going to show up.
Hmm.
Kind of makes sense. I mean, she's relatively obscure as Spider-Man villain, so
Yeah,
Kind of makes sense.
he's messed
It's
up.
kind of like
But
Shocker, right?
he's
Like
kind of
Shocker
in
in the
the
first game.
comics. In the comics, he's kind of a sympathetic villain if you really think about it.
Kind of. I mean, he is sadistic though. That's the thing. He's
But yeah, he is sadistic. But he does have multi-personality disorder, doesn't he?
um. I don't remember. I don't.
I,
I think it's like later on that's something that happened to him
yeah,
because they added something new to his character. I feel like
I know. Recently,
recently.
recently he came back from like the dead because I remember, if I remember correctly, he kind of sacrificed himself in a police gunfight because he didn't want
Right.
to see any personality to come back. But he
Right.
did come back. Like he was revived.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, his brother is also a Spider-Man villain, which is
Yeah.
Wraith, which is also
Yes.
came back, and they gave it to now Yuri, right? Yuri's the
Yeah.
cop who was in the first game, right? So,
And
and
she
they've
does
obviously
become.
set that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes me wonder also too, where it's like that is seems a little bit more credible that that character would appear in the game
Hmm.
because now you could do something where it's like maybe obviously you could remove the fact that he had a brother, but she's kind of tracking him down. Because also another rumor that I heard, um, I don't know like the credibility of it. Someone was like searching through files, um, on like the PC version of Spider-Man Remastered, and there was actually code for Spider-Man 2, and they said
Hmm.
that there's a third playable character. So you would play Peter Miles, and then there's a character that is like it's not clear who the character is. And so people are speculating that it might be you play as Yuri in the game, like actually like combat, which might make some sense. I don't know what they're gonna do with Yuri, like what the whole deal will be. Like, is she a villain or she's gonna be an anti-hero? Um, yeah, but I don't. I'm curious what villains they actually use in this game besides Craven. Craven is pretty much the big character, and then obviously Venom.
Hmm.
But who else could you add, right? Um, I'm kind of curious. Um, I'm also that's another thing too. Like, would they put cameos in the game?
They used a lot of the Spider-Man's top villains in the first game. A
Right,
lot. They could
right.
use
And I don't think you
Mysterio.
want to reuse
Yeah.
Mysterio. I have a feeling Mysterio is definitely in this game.
Yeah.
Um, but once you get like, yeah, the first game has so many of
I
them.
mean, I mean, I think that's big a good point. I mean, not exactly about playing as Daredevil, but why not get some like non-Spider-Man characters in the game? You don't have to play with them, but like maybe they make a short cameo or something.
Degrassi says the playable character is
Yeah.
Venom. I guess that makes sense, but the thing is in the I'm just going off that one leak. That one leak was like it didn't make it seem like you were playing as Venom. I can't really see why you would play as Venom unless again the way that the game is structured is that you don't have the symbiote suit for very long.
Hmm.
This is the one thing that like I'm curious what how this game is actually going to play out is if the symbiote is a new mechanic and then you take that away, like that actually might be that might piss off some people. Just from a gameplay perspective, I think it would be a little bit distracting. But if the new mechanic is basically, I don't know, you just gain more, I don't know, tentacles or you get powers like Miles, then I guess it's not that bad, right? You would just revert back to your normal self, but you still have Miles that you could play as. And then you also keep the tentacles, right, as the spider arms, the ones that we see in the trailer. So I don't really know. I don't know how there's a lot of stuff. It's kind of weird. There's not a lot of information on this game. There's just like bits and pieces. I know the game looks is supposed to be like probably one of the most photorealistic PlayStation games currently, which is pretty crazy. Um, because I mean, like The Last of Us is already pretty photorealistic,
Yeah.
right? So, I don't know who else. I keep saying I would want to see the Punisher. I don't know about Daredevil or blah blah or any other character,
Wolverine.
right? Or Wolverine, right?
I mean,
But I
they're
think
teasing
Punisher
Wolverine.
would kind of make sense for something like this, right? Punisher was a OG Spider-Man villain. He would be cool to fight in a Spider-Man game, right? Like he's a sniper and you gotta like take him down. Um, we'll
Yeah.
see. I guess there's gonna be a lot more obscure villains, which I don't mind. I think that'd be a lot more interesting than the typical. Whoa, we're gonna reuse the characters from the first game, right? And I guess we keep Norman, right? Green
Well, the
Goblin,
thing
maybe.
is, that all the Marvel characters are in this universe because the Avengers are in it, the Fantastic Four are in it, the X-Men. I'm pretty sure like everybody from the comics are in this
Yeah,
universe.
everybody's. I don't know about the Fantastic Four.
I think the Baxter Billy. I think they said the Baxter Billy's in it.
No,
Uh,
in the new one,
No, but it's in the universe, the same universe.
the room there was a this was obviously never happened, but there was a rumor way back. I want to say back in 2019. Basically, if you remember in the game, right? Will Skin, and this might actually happen in the second game. What I'm about to say. So in the first game, we all know the Fist Tower got taken down,
Yes.
right? So the
Yeah.
the rumor was in the game that there was supposed to be a patch when they put out that Fantastic Four costume that they would put the Baxter building in that place because it got vacated, right? But that never happened. I don't know. So it was weird that people were saying that because it's like, well, where did that come from? So it makes me believe if there is the Baxter building in the second game, which there probably will be, it will be in that spot where the Fist Tower was.
Mhm.
I think that sounds sound. That makes sense. But will it happen? Who knows? We'll have to see. But the first
In-
game has a ton of Easter eggs. I can't see why they wouldn't put more because I think that was the best part of the game because I've never seen them do that in another open world. Even in the Arkham games, I don't think the Arkham games really played into the like, oh look, this building is, you know, like we obviously had the LexCorp, right? And I think it was Arkham Knight, but not to the
yes,
extent of Spider-Man.
you don't see other stuff related to the other. There's none Batman stuff. A lot of the
Right.
Arkham games.
Like you see the Sanctum Sanctorum, you see
Yeah.
Jessica Jones' apartment, you see, Matt Murdock's, his little spot. And then you go to the embassy and you see Wakanda. You see
Mhm.
obviously Avengers Tower. So there's a lot of Easter eggs in the game. There was just not X-Men or Fantastic Four related, which
We
the
know it's
sequel will
X Men
definitely
though.
have.
We
Yeah.
know it's X Men.
But they
Yeah.
the thing is that I don't think they can use other characters. Yeah, and there's also Lockjaw. If you go
You
instead
can't
of the
use other
bull,
characters.
I don't think they can. I think if there's one character we'll see, it's Wolverine.
You can't use
And
all the
that's a
X Men
big
characters.
maybe. That's a big maybe.
Damn, I want to see the X Men.
No, I don't think Wolverine the game is going to have X-Men ties. I think it's strictly going to be
But the thing is,
Wolverine.
Wolverine's the only X Men character that ever gets games. No other X Men character
Right.
gets games. Okay.
Right, but even as
Mm.
cameos in like the story, from what I
Yeah.
heard, the story is very much like just Logan. It's just a Wolverine story.
Who he calls? Superman, because
Right.
Superman could break him out.
He could have called a bunch of other people
Yeah.
in that
I'll
first
just
game.
I'll just call Superman. I'm done. Out.
Right. Yeah, Doctor Strange is in. We see the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I think we take a picture. We don't even take those pictures. I think we take a picture
Yeah, you
of
could
it,
take
don't
a
we?
picture. Yeah, and Degrassi was also saying Lockjaw. I forgot about Lockjaw. Instead of the bull in on Wall Street, the famous bull.
Yeah.
It's Lockjaw instead. Yeah,
So we know that humans are
the
in it. I
humans
guess.
are. Yeah, technically, yeah.
This-
Is there another? I don't think that might be it. I don't think there's any real other references.
Mm-mm. I mean, the other Spider-Man. No, some of the early 2000 Spider-Man games is pretty much in the Marvel universe because you got cameos
Right.
from Daredevil, Johnny Storm, etc.
Right. I don't even I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing cameos in the game, but I think it's a bit distracting. Like
Yeah,
I think it's better if it's like an Easter egg or like it's like a trophy. Like, oh, if you look behind the dumpster, you see fucking I don't know Nightcrawler and he teleports, right? I don't know some stuff like that. I think
no,
is more funny.
that'd be so
I don't know.
stupid.
It's just stuff like that. I think in a game makes a lot more sense because then you're like distracted by like oh like people see Iron Man, they're like oh I want to play as Iron Man. Why can't I play as Iron Man? You know how people
It's
are.
like, hey, Peter,
Yeah,
Kurt, what are you doing here?
I oh you well who else could be in the game? Lizard probably is going to be in the game like as Lizard
Kurt Connors,
because
yeah,
yeah because he's in the two other games.
yeah.
Um, I just don't know about Green Goblin. Green Goblin is the one I feel like there's a lot of hinting, but I think it's a misdirect.
You get Gwen Stacy. Oh yeah, I would love it.
Gwen is another character who doesn't show up, which I think is odd.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it makes me wonder will they do Spider Gwen because I could see that happening.
Yeah, I guess.
And I don't mean multiverse. I mean genuinely like in that universe, Gwen is Spider Gwen, like how Miles and Peter team up. Who's that actor? I've never heard of him.
What about the?
You want to check his filmography
I don't know who he is
because I don't
either.
recognize him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes me the thing is, George, like when you play Spider-Man PS4, you obviously see that they're hinting at the Green Goblin, but like the classic Green Goblin, right? And it makes me think it's a red herring. It makes me think they're gonna do the ultimate Green Goblin because that to me would seem a little bit more fitting for a game than just the classic Green Goblin. Like they're
Jeff
like
Shire said that. Okay.
Josh Snyder said that. Okay,
Well, I hope he
I
could do a
mean
good.
he's probably real.
I hope he could do a Western accent because a Western accent is like I see your American actors try to do European accents. They're not good
Right.
at it. They're not good at it.
He's a great actor.
I'm just
G
saying, like American actors, when they, some of them can, but most of them can't do great European accents, no matter where they're from.
right.
Like I know Robert Downey Jr. did a British accent for Sherlock Holmes, but you know how over the top the accent was.
Yeah. It's just like
You can't. No, American actors cannot do accents very well from another country. Some can, but they can't. They can't. They're not good at it,
right,
and then most of them admit it.
right. All right, Joyce. See you later. He's gonna
Take
head
care,
off today.
George. What did Jeff Snyder say? Snyder. Man. Oh yeah, like Tyrese Gibson.
Oh God. Yeah, I always like to make fun of Tyrese Gibson. When he was saying, "Oh, I signed like a two movie contract. I'm gonna be in the MCU." Like, shut the fuck up, bro. What the hell are you talking about?
Tyrese Gibson's relevance is depending on Fast and Furious series.
Listen, Tyrese Gibson hasn't like he's just been supporting roles, right? Like
Yeah.
he tried. Remember when he was like, oh, "I want to be John Stewart. I want to be John Stewart." It's like, bro, sit down, Tyrese, man. Like, jeez, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's just got he seems like manic.
And he kind
I
of
don't
plays
want to
the
make
same.
fun of the guy, but like he's just so crazy, man. Like, I'm not sure if you see what he's been doing, but it started ever since when he was on Instagram crying. I don't know what he was crying about, but he was crying about something. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
I like the title. I like Fast and Furious 11.
Oh,
One
God.
last ride, the final ride, or something like that.
How come they dropped it? Like, remember it was like the Fate of the Furious.
Yeah,
I kind of liked when they did that. It was dumb, but it was kind of like,
the fate of the.
like
It is kind of
the
a dumb
Fate of
title
the
if you
Furious.
really think about it. The Fate of the Furious, because what is that
Right.
supposed to be?
Right. It's just supposed to sound like Fate.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It's just dumb, but I don't know. It kind of fits the series. Just
Hey, it's
like
Crazy Joe's
stupid.
favorite writer, Christina
No,
Hodson.
no. I was gonna say Anthony hates her. I've heard
Yeah, he
him
does.
complain.
Anthony hates her. Yeah.
What is she doing?
She's doing Fast 11. She's writing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All that. I guess she was like, "Fuck DC."
I just want after Fast 11. I just want Brie Larson, the character, to get her own movies.
When is 11 coming out? Is it next year, or is
Yeah,
it?
it might be 11. Maybe 2024, 2025. This could be Larson and her own
2025.
spin-offs. This could be
Oh,
Larson.
man. She gonna wear that tank top too?
Do you see? Do you
I
see?
mean,
You know
she'd have to.
in the Marvel's trailer, everybody's like talking about at the end of the trailer the shirt she was wearing, right?
Right.
And how good she looked. You know, she explained on Twitter. She replied to someone about that.
Yeah, we talked about that on Tony's stream. I think it was like He was like 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was funny, and it has like all these like hearts and retweets, and you're like, bruh, like you know what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about like how they had to get the they had to like design the bra for her so it can look like that, and it's like
What the
all these
fuck?
dudes
What?
are like, all these dudes are thirsty, you know. I mean, you saw that neurotic thumbnail, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one was that was wild. It was a wild thumbnail.
You know they have a crush on her. You know what? The Phantom Menace is like.
They have to.
Phantom Menace is like they shit on Brie Larson a lot. They're like the high school boys who shit on the girls they like.
Yeah, they talk about her so often, you know,
Yeah.
like if she came on stream and said, you know, why don't you come over to my place, every single one, including heel versus babyface.
Oh shit.
I bet you any money he would say. If he says no, that's just sad, bro. Like what?
You'll
Like-
never get a chance to be with a woman like that. I mean, like,
Like, wow, man. She's giving you a chance, and you're like, no, I hate her, man. I hate her. It's like, damn, okay.
no, you really like her. You just have to.
Heel versus babyface, I know he would take that chance, man. He would be the first one in the door.
Go blow fish.
I hate that guy. Out of all of them, he's the one I hate.
I think it's
really
really the stuff he says is so dumb. Like
he just seems so bitter. He seems so bitter. Oh my god.
he's so dumb too, man. Like
They're
I mean-
all weird. Trust me, they're all weird, but like him, I just think is like something's off about him.
Did you see what Doomcock posted?
Oh, God,
Thanks to
Doomcock.
George. Remember George put in the chat.
What did Doomcock say?
This idiot. I'm gonna show it on here. This fucking moron, Doomcock.
This fucking moron. It's like, oh my god.
Man King trying basically fucks anything that moves, doesn't he? How many baby
Oh
mamas
yeah,
are-
I seen this. I thought this was. I didn't see his post, but I seen like people make the same joke
I don't
where
think
they're
he's
like, "How
joking,
many
though.
baby mamas did King Trident have?" And
What
it's like, yeah, it seemed
Did
like
he-
he had a lot.
did he shit on? Did he shit on? We talk about Peter Kill's dad.
Right.
Does he give the same kind of attitude to him, or is it right?
I
Oh,
guess.
Zeus. Because Zeus is like that.
Yeah, I thought this was weird. It's like, damn, it was like he swam to every single continent on the goddamn earth to look for different mermaids. It's like, Jesus, what the hell? Like, I get what they're trying to do, right? Like, no one is obviously gonna acknowledge that in the movie. It's a kids movie. But like, I'm sure they had to have known someone was gonna make a joke like that. Like they're
Chewbacca's still
all
alive.
sisters, but they're all looking like they have all these different nationalities. They're like, wait, it's the same dad? The hell? Like,
You know, they're
questionable. He is still alive. Like, I don't know what kind of like voodoo magic he's doing, but he's still alive. It's so like, what the fuck? It's unbelievable.
Doomcock
I
will
think he
never
gets.
go away.
It'd be crazy. Like, if he was getting like residuals from Disney. Like Disney actually paid him to make up BS rumors just so they could stay people could always talk about Disney, right? They're part of the zeitgeist,
Can I have
even
that?
if it's. Could you imagine like shit on Disney and you get paid from them? Oh yeah, just keep going, just say whatever, you know what I mean? And they're just laughing to the bank because they also make money off of his YouTube videos. Imagine, could just imagine.
or Friend of Menace.
Phantom Menace or Geeks and Gamers, they're all run by Bob Iger.
Employed by Bob Iger and Jeremy.
Yeah, when they go, oh, there's all these layoffs, you're gonna see like Geeks and Gamers, like half of them just disappear.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on here? On a new stick on national TV. What? What? The fuck?
I see this. I love Degrassi's humor here.
I know he's gonna post something that's like unrelated, but it's still gonna be funny. So I need to see this. That's funny.
I said the next James Bond's gonna be Canadian. The next James Bond's gonna be Canadian.
I'm gonna say A and
from Newfoundland.
Can you imagine? Oh man.
Can you imagine Newfoundland is the next James Bond?
Just
Newfie.
so, man.
Oh, I should.
Well, is that like derogative? I don't think we can say that.
Is it?
I've definitely heard it before, but I don't know. It never sounded right.
I don't know if it is. Sorry for saying people in Newfoundland. I didn't mean it.
Oh man. And then that's it. We got canceled tonight.
But people from Newfoundland.
Wait, he's saying he's being 100% serious.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'll say this: Newfoundland is the funniest name. Newfoundland. It's like when they're so lazy,
Right.
they look up the real name for that. They just have to call it
Well, it's
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland and Labrador, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like two. It's weird. It's two provinces. Is it province or is it? It's not a territory. It's a province.
It's a province.
Right. So yeah, but then it's two of them. It's not just one. Or is it the name literally has "an" in it?
You see.
This is weird. I've never been there. I went to PEI, but I was a kid, so I don't remember what it was like.
PEI. Oh, Prince Edward
Yeah.
Island. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see a Degrassi. I want to see what you post.
I need to see this because if this is, it's a horror. Serious Dukak vibes. Oh my god. Maybe it was Doomcock. Because like we still that whole Nazi thing that he did or didn't do. But come on, like people, are we like Are we fucking losing it as a fucking society where we can't recognize like this fucking dude's voice and his shtick? The
Yeah.
whole like, dude, how could you not say that that was Doomcock?
Hmm.
How could you not? Like, there was no one else doing his thing. Like that, like that's such a unique, like the whole puppet and the whole mask, and then the vocalizer. Like, no one else is doing that. So it's
You heard
like
this guy? You heard him sing?
I've never heard him sing, but the
I-
comment that Commodore thing, that was like the
Oh
mask
yeah.
of what. Yeah, I'm telling you, it probably was Doomcock because it's like who is really gonna do that? Like it's such a specific thing where you're like, that's got to be him. That has to be him. That whole Commodore thing. I remember I showed a friend that, and he was like, "Dude, that's him, right?" Like I'm like, "Yeah, there's no way. There's no way it's not him."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Scary shit.
That's scary.
But what happened to the Commandant? I think that's gone, right? Like, was all
Yeah, it's
taken
nothing
down and shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it ended here. It was a good stream, hour and a half almost.
Right.
Well, he's been. Yeah, it's true.
I can't believe he hasn't been doxxed yet.
What is
Someone, I'm telling you, when he wrongs the wrong person, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna know, and it's gonna be a big fucking deal. It's gonna be a big scandal.
I thought Robert Burnett would dox him because they had a little scuffle on Twitter.
Well, there's some people who don't like him that you expect. Like, doesn't Jeremy not like him?
Yeah, they don't believe his shit. They know he's a fraud. I mean, Jeremy did used to.
Right. But I know some people had a falling out with him. But I think she's gonna slip up, man. Maybe it's Cameron Pasha is gonna stab him in the back or something.
Maybe it's George Lucas the whole time. It's George Lucas.
Could you imagine if Cameron Pasha was like he was still working for Disney and he was just feeding him all this BS just to like fuck with him? And he's like, just so I can make money on the side.
Yeah. I don't know.
Cameron Pasha is such a freaking weirdo. Good Lord.
Yeah, he is. It's paid him. Yeah, I do.
It's paid him very well.
Bob Burnett. Well, Bob Burnett's really too tough.
Oh my god. Someone needs to know who Doomcock is. Like, he has to be someone significant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm on the case. We'll find out who really Doomcock.
Oh my god.
What if Mike Zero? What if it's Mike Zero? No.
Oh god.
Mike Zero's hilarious though. He makes like 4 or 5 videos a day and we get like 1,000 views.
Yo, this is how Doomcock should end his YouTube channel. Like, he takes off the mask and it's Kathleen Kennedy, and and it's like, the whole time I've been fucking with you people. It's like, could you imagine? Yo, people be jumping out windows. It'd be like my whole fucking life.
Until someone breaks. Oh, really?
Oh my god.
Oh, maybe I'm
sure. Oh, we should do that. But it's just gonna. We got to put in something like, who is Doomcock, right? What is his real name? Something like that, right? Like, who is the man behind the mask? Because then it's just gonna give us the YouTube channel. Like, it's just gonna explain who he is. I'm telling you, that would be crazy if it was Kathleen Kennedy. Oh my god.
Kennedy.
I'm telling you, like, people's whole YouTube career would like implode.
You ever hear him say Jon Favreau's name?
Jon Favreau.
Yeah. What was Jon Favreau the whole time?
Oh my god.
And he purposely says it like that, just make people believe it's not him. What if he says it like that?
Bruh. Oh man. Oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna end it here, but that's pretty funny. I mean, it was a good stream. I mean, I love talking about Doomcock all day.
Doomcock. cock all day.
I'm kidding. I mean, Robert Pattinson. I can confirm the sources. Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz did have sex on the Batmobile. That's all true.
God.
You know, they're just hiding it. You know, whatever. But yeah, thank you for coming on for Let's Talk Pop 23 Sony CinemaCon.
No, man.
Gil. Gil. Isn't that what they call money?
Gil. Gil is
Isn't that what some games? Isn't Gil money? Isn't Gil like money in games? Right? Some games call Gil money, right? Or Jill? Whatever.
I have no clue. Gil.
Gil. Gil.
But that's funny as Dave is.
It sounds like a robot name. It sounds like a name for a robot.
Oh my god.
I am Gil.
His normal voice is weird though. Like it's so weird not to hear the vocalizer on it. It's like, damn.
Yeah. I'm Gil. I'm here to serve. I'm here to spread fake rumors.
And that little Cthulhu little monster shit. It's weird. Did the Commandant have like a little animal too? It was like a little Nazi animal.
A German Shepherd.
A little German Shepherd. I pictured it would be a cat or something, like a Nazi cat. I don't know.
A Nazi cat.
Just saying all this fucking propaganda. Oh my god.
A Nazi cat. That's hilarious. But I'm gonna end it here. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Tell where they can find you. Blinded. I'm sorry. I know you're laughing. It's so funny.
Yeah, you can find me obviously Blinded Braille, Twitter, YouTube. Everybody knows, so go check it out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Gilbert. Yeah, it's probably Gilbert.
Gilbert. Yeah, Gilbert. Gilbert.
Yeah, do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe. Maybe we'll do another Let's Talk Pop tomorrow for Warner Brothers and for The Flash tomorrow. Take care, guys. Thanks for subscribing.
Peace. Gilbert.
Gilfred. Gilford. Gilbert Godfrey? No.